But you know what? Behind everybody who takes part in Race for Life, there are some astonishing stories and some very moving stories. My next guest started planning her own funeral at the age of 38 after getting a shocking cancer diagnosis. Faye Louise from Horsham lost her mum to bowel cancer 18 months earlier, and in her mind thought that was the only outcome for her. She needed an operation known as the mother of all surgeries, which involved removing 8 of her organs. Less than a year on, she's cancer-free, back at work, starting to rebuild her life. Faye's been chosen by Cancer Research UK to sound the horn to launch their 2024 Race for Life at Brighton Stanmer Park on June the 30th. She'll also take part in that. She joins me in the studio. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a massive honour to be here.
Do you know what? We've discussed what you've been through and this surgery that you had, and you look amazing. And this was not that long ago that you had this remarkable surgery.
Yeah, I was 5 months post-op yesterday, actually.
We talked as well about the shock of this diagnosis. I mean, you'd already been through this with your mum.
Yes.
Who didn't survive her cancer.
No, sadly.
And how did you feel? Because what was initially just a routine operation, something small, turned into something absolutely enormous.
Well, yeah, there's one word for it. You just get thrown into this darkness and you just don't know how to process it. I went in for what was, a simple ovarian cyst of 17 centimetres, which was quite large, but there was no signs of this cancer on my CT scans or my blood work. They did say I had some swelling on the appendix, so while I was having the laparotomy, because they had to go in open, because it was a very large cyst, I didn't want it to rupture, they went to take my appendix, and I woke up in full faith that they'd taken that, the cyst had gone, life carries on, but no, I got hit with the C diagnosis on the 8th of August last year.
How did you even begin to process that, given what you'd already been through with your mum?
I didn't at first. The whole room just felt like it closed in on me. The ceiling collapsed, the walls just surrounded me. My partner was at the bedside, very upset, obviously. But I was just feeling very numb and just looked at myself in the mirror and thinking, okay, now it's my turn. I'm going to die.
And you then had to prepare for some incredible surgery.
Yes.
Eight organs.
Yeah, when I got diagnosed, there was, because I've got a 2 to 3 in a million per year diagnosis type of cancer called pseudomyxoma peritonei, PMP, which is a very rare tumour of the appendix. When I was diagnosed, there was no information out there for me whatsoever. It's very rare. I went to certain cancer centres and they told me, I'm sorry, we don't know this, but we've got leaflets for other cancers. And I was like, well, that's not going to help me because I don't have that type of cancer. I have this type of cancer. And yeah, I just, in my room, crying, curtains drawn, looking at funeral plans, planning my funeral because I didn't want the financial strain on my partner, Will. You just don't know how to process it. And then I had to connect with some people through Instagram. Thankfully, I found a lady in New York, Lindsay. She gave me a lot of insight into the surgery. And also Karen, a lady from Sussex I connected with, who 11 years ago went in for this type of surgery. And that gave me a little bit of hope that, okay, there is people out there that have survived this mother of all surgery and this type of cancer. So maybe I can.
How did you feel just as you were going under the anaesthetic, though, knowing how much was going to be removed, what you were going through?
Walking to theatre, my legs went a little bit like jelly. I left my partner at the door and I just said to him, please look after our dog, Neville, because I've got a gorgeous golden retriever who I got when I lost my mum to cancer, actually. And I just said, look after our dog. Your mum's got the Christmas presents, because I didn't expect to come back.
What about when you woke up? You'd had the surgery.
I was very groggy. My surgeon said, do you know who I am? And I looked at him like, oh, Alex, I'm alive, I was in ICU for a couple of days. I had to have a blood transfusion. And then I was recovering on the ward in Basingstoke, where I had to be treated because it's a very special peritoneal malignancy that I had. And then I went home after 11 days and now here I am, catapulted into this world of 20 years of scans, because it could come back, it may come back. 80% don't see it again, 20% do. So I'm really hoping that I'm in the 20% that does not see this again.
How do you ensure it doesn't dominate your life? Because you've got to enjoy life now and appreciate every moment. And
I'm trying. It does dominate me some days. I have what I call wobble days. Anyone that follows my Instagram, I've documented this since last November, just to give people hope that you can survive this surgery and there is life after cancer, if you like. Anyone that's had a cancer diagnosis of any type of cancer would relate with me, I hope, through social media. That you don't be beaten by it. That's what I'm trying to give the message out. But I do have my days where I can't function. I want to curl up and just close the world away, and I am petrified of my future. I'm not going to lie.
You've gone back to work now.
I have, yes. I'm a flight dispatcher at Gatwick. My company has been so supportive through the whole of my journey from diagnosis. They've supported me, whatever I need, they're there. So I'm on a phased return to work at the moment. And yeah, it's going good, but the fatigue is hard. But after this major surgery, the fatigue will be with me for around 6 to 8 months. It's a 12-month recovery fully.
I've spoken to a number of people who've had diagnoses like yours, and some people have the attitude, why me? Others, why not me? But I think it's very hard hearing your story not to think, well, I'd be furious. I'd be so bitter and resentful. It's happened to your mum and you're fit and healthy, and then it happens to you.
Yeah.
Is that how you felt? Did you have that sort of, why me?
I still text some of my friends from work. I still text people online. I have days where I'm sat thinking, why me? I've not done any bad in the world. I go out to help people if I can. I'm genuine. I'm an honest person. Why would you choose me to go through this? 2 years after losing my mother to bowel cancer, here I am with my own journey, and I relate to my mum's journey very much, and that's why I'm so scared, I think.
Your mum will be so proud of how you've dealt with this, though.
I hope she's looking down on me, feeling proud, yeah.
And I'd imagine as well, very proud as you launched that race for life. And I think behind every person running in that race, I think we've all in some way, whether we've had cancer or had a loved one with cancer, it's impacted on pretty much all of our lives.
Yeah, I mean, cancer's very much on my mum's side of the family. I've lost a few aunties to various cancers, lung cancer, pancreatic cancer, but they were very heavy smokers. I mean, I've never smoked in my life. I don't drink, only on a special occasion. So, yeah, I was healthy as can be, yet here I am with this very rare cancer that's dominated my whole body and forced me to lose 8 organs.
But positive for the future.
Trying to be. The awareness has helped. My story's gone across 23 countries and I'm still counting. So the awareness has just catapulted massively, which I'm so grateful for everybody that's come on board to cover my story, including yourselves, ITV News, everybody. So, yeah, the awareness has kept me busy and it's what I'm passionate about. I don't want people to be like I was, closed off, feeling that there's no hope. If I can show people that, there is hope, reach out to me, talk to me, I'm available. That's all I want to do.
Got to be there for Neville.
I have to be here for Neville, yeah.
And Neville will be cheering you on in a golden retriever type fashion.
Yeah, both my partner Will is absolutely fantastic. He's been my caregiver through all of this. I think caregivers get overlooked quite a bit, but they're also going through this, and he's literally been, I don't know where I'd be without him, to be totally honest. If I had to go through this on my own, I probably wouldn't have made it.
What message would you give then to anyone who's at the beginning of their diagnosis, who's finding themselves in that position you found yourself?
If you're at the beginning of a diagnosis, coming from someone that's actually gone through it recently, try and stay positive. Yes, it is hard, but you have to. Mentally, it will consume you some days, but get out in the fresh air, do things with loved ones, see places, just don't delay what you want to see in life. Go out and get it and see it.
You were telling me about a rather moving encounter you had with the surgeon, with the person that saved your life, and that almost reduced you to tears.
It did reduce me to tears. I went to Basingstoke for my follow-up in February, and as soon as I walked in the room, because I'd not seen him since November, since I was in ICU, I didn't see him again in Basingstoke. I had the other surgeons do my walk-arounds in the morning, and I looked and I was just like, oh my God, Alex, and he sat there like, no, I'm just doing my job. And I was like, please don't be so modest. You've given me my life back. And he did say to me, that's what I've done this massive surgery for. I mean, I was 11 hours under, 2 hours of heated chemotherapy directly into my abdomen while I was open. And he said, please don't live in a pseudomyxoma prison. He thinks that I'm going to be okay. I was low grade. Everything was low grade because it ruptures and it spreads. So you'll have a low grade tumour, high grade spread, high grade tumour, low grade spread. It's a very bizarre cancer.
This is so important, this race for life, because it raises awareness, but it also raises funds, because treatment for cancer is progressing all the time. And it's so important that continues.
Yes, I mean, I was honoured when Cancer Research UK reached out to me and said, we'd like to cover your story. We'd try and bring you in on a campaign. And when it was Race for Life, because I'd already signed up when I was lying on the sofa in December anyway, and I was like, yes, please, I'd love to, because I'm going to run for my mom, myself, and everyone that would join us that day in the park have been affected by cancer or had cancer. We're going to go out and we're going to get the medals, guys, and we won't be defeated.
It's been a real pleasure seeing you in the
Thank you
studio.
so much.
Thank you for coming, and stay in touch with us.
I
We'd love
will,
to
100%.
speak
You'll have
to you
to come
again.
down on the day.
Yes, I would love that. I will do that.
Thank you.
As long as you promise to bring Neville as well.
Oh, it might be a bit hot for him. It's June, but I'll try.
Lovely to see you. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.